We fixin' to make this town real smoky.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I have a few tweets from Harada, one from Michael Murray, just a bunch of things that I want to talk about. But before we do, we have a serious discussion that needs to happen. Right now there's a crazy bot that's flooding every single video of mine. The crazy thing about this bot is that it's impersonating me. It's taking my icon and copying it, and it's also using my name in their name. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I cannot stop it. I try to ban the account from commenting. Another mod doing the exact same thing shows up. I try to report them. Nothing happens. The only way that I've kind of found some progress in dealing with these bots is blocking certain words that they're using. Basically what I want to say to you guys is, if you see this bot commenting or replying to you, do not click on it. Don't click on it. Just report it, and then that's it. So I just want to say this at the start of the video because I'm trying to get it under control, but I never seen a bot like this before. They're getting better. They're getting better. Let's move on with the actual discussion of this video. Here's a really cool tweet that I saw on Twitter. Here's what Street Fighter 6 character models look like without the stylized lighting from the game. And here you basically have 4 images: Luke, Chun-Li, Juri, and Ken. When I look at these characters, especially Ken looks crazy. When I look at Ken, I see Paul Phoenix, and I can only imagine what, all of the characters in Tekken 8 is going to look like, because this is what they're going to look like, right? This is Street Fighter 6 but without all of the colors and stupid animations that they layered over it. This is how detailed the characters look. I can't wait to see what Tekken 8 looks like, and I just want to show you guys this because it's a glimpse at what the future holds. Talking about Michael Murray's tweet, he says, "Only Mishimas. That's an awesome rule at Twitch Rivals." For those of you who don't know what Twitch Rivals is when basically all of the top streamers come together and they participate in a tournament, in a event. They had one for Among Us, they have one for GTA, for Call of Duty, for Rust, for all of these different games. Even Street Fighter had their own Twitch Rivals. And it's fascinating that Tekken never have, because a lot of streamers play Tekken. That would be really cool to see Tekken 7 go out with this big bang. Everyone, all of the top streamers playing these Twitch Rivals events. The one part that I disagree with Michael Murray here is the only Mishimas. I get that Tekken really is about the Mishimas and that they are like the most Tekken characters possible, but trying to limit it to only Mishimas would not be good, because as I sit here and think about all the streamers who played Tekken, none of them played Mishimas. You had a Katarina player, you had a Kazumi player, you had a Panda, a Law. None of them played Mishimas. And also too, the Mishimas is very complicated. I think it probably would be better to give them maybe some DLC characters or some easier simplistic characters so they can learn the game in preparation for a Twitch Rivals. But regardless, really cool idea from Michael Murray. I just want to mention this because it could become a reality. This is when we start talking about tweets from Harada. Someone was atting Harada with their character requests, typical Tekken player behavior. But this one has a twist. It says, at Harada, Columbia wins again. A high school girl, please. That is the character they want. If you look at the poll down at the bottom, it says which South American country should have a new character. So I'm guessing what they're saying here is, mind you, this only has 74 votes, but still. Colombia wins the poll for which country should have a new character. The fact that they're specifying a high school anything is just bad. Like, it's not even a fighting style, it's not even a character design, it's literally like you just want a very, very young person. That's not good. That's not good. But Harada responds to this. His response, legendary. I warn you that you are spamming the same request. Also, stop attaching meaningless data to your own requests. You should learn more about statistics. It would be reckless to provide me with the data without knowing the meaning of the sample size and significance. I'd even feel disgusted by that. First off, I love that he puts the "I'd feel disgusted by that," because how can't you? Like, I don't even like reading the high school stuff. That is just weird to say. But if you look at the other parts of the tweet, I think this is really interesting, especially for what I do. I host a lot of polls on the channel. I always talk about polls. So this specific part of the tweet kind of reflects into what we discuss here. And he says, stop attaching meaningless data to your own requests. And basically he's referring to the fact that only 74 people voted on this poll. Now that is very, very small. Some of the polls that I do get thousands. Even then, with thousands of people voting on a poll. Tekken as a whole has sold 9 million copies, and you really can't use a poll for thousands to represent millions. You could get a small sample of what the community want, but it really is only the community who's in tune with YouTube or Twitter or just social media. Something we have to realize too, this is the last thing I'll say about it, is a character popularity is different from character usage. Like when you're talking about Yoshimitsu character usage, his usage is very, very low. He's like 40 to 50, which is basically the bottom. But when you talk about his popularity on social media, he's like 1 or 2. So that's a character that's literally on both ends of the spectrum for popularity and usage, right? So that's a key example of the duality of Tekken characters. The next tweet. Someone at Harada and says, based on Alyssa's model, I tried creating a close-up of Dr. Boskanovich's deceased daughter. One thing that I do want to say too is I recently talked about a tweet where Tekken said that Dr. Boskanovich is dead. Brian Fury killed him. But someone in the comment section brought up a really good point. That could possibly be a typo because Dr. Boskanovich died in Tekken 4 or 5, but he created Alyssa in Tekken 6. Now there's 2 ways this can go. Either he created Alyssa in 4 or 5 and she's just been sitting, you know, because Tekken 4, 5, 6, and 7 all takes place in 1 year. So he could have created Alyssa at the start of the year, died, and then Lars discovered her at the end of the year. That's one way they can go about explaining it. But 2, like the person said, it could be a simple mistake. But back to this tweet where they say they created a realistic face of what Dr. Boskanovich's daughter looks like. Harada says, backsetting backstory at the time of character creation. Dr. Boskanovich claims that the robot he built to look like his daughter is Alyssa. However, everyone who has seen the doctor's daughter says she doesn't look like Alyssa at all. I'll leave it to your imagination what that means. This is kind of fascinating because this is Alyssa's whole character. She was modeled after Dr. Boskanovich's daughter, but the characters in the Tekken universe who've seen the daughter and have seen Alyssa, they say it looks nothing alike. And you have to wonder, what happened? Is there some trauma that sort of is blending or blurring how much of Alyssa? I don't know. I think it's very fascinating. And I like here that Harada leaves it up to our imagination, because that's kind of what makes good stories, is not having an answer for everything. And some things you wonder, you theorize about, you just wish you knew the answer. I often say that sometimes the question is far more interesting than the answer, and I think this is one of those moments. On the topic of Alyssa in Tekken 8, very briefly, I hope they do something cool with this character, because a lot of people don't even know she's an android. A lot of people never seen her fight. If you see her fight, of course you're going to see the chainsaws and jetpacks, but a lot of people haven't even seen her fight before, so they don't know she's an android. And I wonder, in Tekken 8, will that be discovered? Will people see the machine under the fake human flesh or whatever it's called? I can't remember the word Harada used. Synthetic. I think that's what he said. Synthetic flesh. I really hope Tekken 8 surprises us. It's a lot of things they can do, and I hope. In the live stream, I was talking about Master Raven, Dragunov, and regular Raven. And when I was doing the thumbnail for that video, I stumbled across this tweet. I want to read it and talk about it just briefly. It says, when duty calls, both Dragunov and Master Raven will keep fighting until the mission is completed. In this case, until the other is eliminated. Would you rather side with the White Angel of Death? That is Dragunov's nickname. Or the Fierce ninja. This is just another example of Tekken 7 not living up to the story, and I hope Tekken 8 does. The final tweet that I will talk about from Harada, I kind of made a video about this, but I'm circling back to it because there's possibly some new discoveries. Someone asks, is Chloe Japanese or from another country? For those of you who don't know, her region is unknown, her age is unknown, nationality, pretty much everything about Lucky Chloe is unknown except for her background. We know that she loved pop and she became a pop idol, and also one of her main sponsors is G Corporation. That's why when Eddie was walking through the building looking for a fight, he ran into Lucky Chloe because she works for them. Harada responds and says, from another country, but Japan culture freak, and she has a big secret. Now the big secret, I want to throw this idea at you. I seen it on the Tekken subreddit. What do you guys think? It says Harada teased the release of Lucky Chloe in Tekken 3. Unbelievable. And it's Kazuya's biography or his little summary in Tekken 3. But the part that is highlighted is cat girls. First off, I think this is kind of crazy how in Tekken 3, Kazuya likes cat girls. In Tekken 7, a cat girl shows up and she is the face of G Corporation. Do you think this is a secret Harada is referring to? Or do you think this is just a coincidence? Really, I don't know. There's obviously some things we don't know about Lucky Chloe. Her whole background is a mystery. But at the same time, there's only a few things that Kazuya likes, and Cat Girl being one of them says a lot. The final thing that I will talk about, this is from Fighting Game Daily. It says, dear fighting game beginners, currently, what's stopping you from getting into fighting games? After getting a bunch of responses, Fighting Game Daily responds to themselves with a few things. I just want to read these. After reading so many replies, it seems the issue for the most part is lack of time, anxiety in online modes, lack of friends, training partners, learning combos before fundamentals. Some of these things is already being addressed in Street Fighter 6. You can train with people, you can practice with people. Anxiety in online. This is a big thing for fighting games. One-on-one, you versus me. There's no luck, there's no teammates, it's just what you know and I know. That can be very stressful. And it's difficult for people to, because when you play Call of Duty or Smite or all these other games, you can blame your teammates. In Overwatch 2, you get blown out 100-0, blame your teammates. But you can't do that in Tekken. Fighting Game Daily says solutions. Learn about time management. Accept the fact that only way to improve is through losing. This is something that I did so much of. My whole experience of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was losing. I never made it out of green ranks. But also, I didn't even care about winning. And even in Tekken 7 is so old, I don't even care about winning anymore. The thing for me is just having fun. As long as you have fun, and you're actively paying attention to what's happening, you will improve. That's the fastest way to improve. Enjoy the game and then just pay attention. When you lose, just think about why you lost. But don't think about it negatively, just think about it kind of positively. Join Facebook groups, subreddit, Discord servers. I wouldn't really suggest that. That's not something that I did. And also the Tekken community can be very, very harsh to new people. When someone shows up and they don't know every single frame in the game, people tend to make fun of you. So I don't know if I would suggest that. So that's it for this video. I just want to bounce through a bunch of topics and talk about some things. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening. That's going to be it for this video. I'll see you next time, and bye bye.